All right, guys, this is it. Lead generation, it's the whole thing. My name is Jasper. I've been a realtor for 5 years. I've been with KW Larchmont the entire time. I couldn't be happier. I love our office. I love our community of agents. Everybody's super kind, generous, helpful, and I know there are a lot of people to just lean on here. So I think it's really important to value, I value that so much. And I think that, you're very lucky to be in our office. Maury, I'm sure you can attest to the same. It's
Absolutely. We have a lot of agents that have been in other offices that
mm,
have switched and come here, a lot that have been at other brokerages and switched and come here.
yes.
And it's a very unique community is a good word for it. Everybody has everybody else's back, and that's not necessarily true of other offices.
Right. And I've only seen a few other offices, but I can definitely attest to the fact that our vibe is bar none. It's like nobody else's. Is anybody a brand new agent? Has anybody been, who's new? You're brand new? Adon, nice to meet you, see you. You're new also?
I'm new as well.
I just got a little
Hey,
distorted.
it got a little laggy there, but I'm new as well.
Okay, so everybody's new. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. If I can just reiterate how important it is to, at this time as a new agent, to try to meet the agents that are at the office and connect with one another, get each other's numbers, do some script practice together, try to brainstorm what some good ideas are for yourselves, and stay connected. Come to the meetings. It's just unbelievable how much we teach here at our office and just at our company, and it's just unbelievable when I see agents outside of Keller Williams doing business and I see the way we do business. It's such a tremendous difference, and it's because we're just always learning and teaching and knowing the new things and are just know how to do business correctly. I just closed in escrow. I just can't believe this agent was in business for so long and was so just really not knowing what she was doing. So we have the tools here to learn properly, correctly, and just to be like honorable and moral and doing the right thing by your clients. And that's what we teach, and that's really the only way to do business. So I recommend staying connected with each other and with the office. And of course, if you need anything, we have the leadership committee. I'm on it. There are 7 or 8 of us that are on it. You always call upon us if you have questions. It's not just going to Joey to see if you have a problem or if you have a need. You can go to any of us, and we don't have to be on the ALC. There are so many agents at the office that are just great, helpful, knowledgeable, and we're all here to help you succeed. So that's my spiel.
We'll just throw in to remind everyone that there's a 9 o'clock call. I know on the Wednesday team meeting, Joey talks about it. It's Rise and Shine with Rob. I've been here since February or March of last year, 2020, and I'm probably on the call every single morning. I've never done group therapy, but that's what it seems to feel like to me. It's just great. We talk about real estate, we talk about personal things. It's a very supportive, terrific way to start your day, and you learn a lot. People bring up actual real world experiences that they're going through, and we talk about it. And it's only half an hour, but I encourage everybody to do it because it's great.
That's great. And I also encourage everybody to put for each of you to just put your name, phone number, email into the chat, just so that you can, I know it's a little bit hard to just connect with people, but here on this call, just if you want to put your name, so everybody can put your name to your face and connect with you, and in the near future, that's a good way to connect right now, today, here. So let's see. God, there's so much that I want to go over, and I hate to have to stick to this thing, but I'm going to a little bit. I'm going to say that we're trying to get you to get your first contract signed as soon as possible, so that you can step into the role that you want to be in, which is a realtor that's doing well, doing real estate. And I think by building your goals and you're building your database, practicing scripts, just contacting prospective clients, getting to know your market, all of those things together are going to help establish your habits. And all these core activities are going to help you to help with your career moving forward. So that's what I think. It says here on, what is this? I'm not sure what page this is. Page 4, what successful agents do every day. Do you guys see this? Grow your business, run your business. I'm sorry. The world of COVID and pets when you work from home. Okay. So growing your business, lead generation is, I think everybody has said, mostly lead generation is the one thing you must do. If you do that for 2 or 3 hours a day, everything else can go by the wayside, especially when you're just starting out. Making your calls, meeting people, giving them your cards, letting them know you're in business. I was saying on the call the other day with Joey that I was a secret agent for about 2 years. And I don't like to share always that I'm an agent, but I'm starting to just get thicker skin and to just get out there and let people know, like, this is what I'm doing. And you know what? If I can help you, I'd like to help you, as opposed to, do you want to hire me? I'm a realtor. It's like it's just a little mindset tweak. And I think the more, you get more courage, and you really realize that you're just coming from a place of trying to help. It's easier to let people know what it is that you're doing. So it's very important. Get your listing presentation together. Get your buyer's presentation together. I know Michael Lewis Marketing Suite has it. I know Command has one. They're very, very easy to use. Maury, April, do you have any suggestions for newer agents to helping them get their listing and buyer presentations together?
I did mine in Command. We have Scott Leroy Marketing. I think they also have some help with it.
Is it
But
free
there's a
help?
template. It's free help. It's free to
Free help.
us. Yep. But I just used the one in Command and just customized it for myself. It exists. It's a template. It looks good. You could use the pages that you want, and then I just update it when I have a listing presentation or a buyer presentation. It's really pretty simple.
Definitely.
You got yours from Scott Leroy?
No, I actually got mine on Command in
And so-
designs. I think it's in the design section of Command.
Yeah,
Nice.
they're great. It's pretty self-explanatory, and you can get the help from Scott Leroy, or I'm sure some people at the office can also help with that. Cameron's really great at helping. And previewing real estate is super important. So the listing presentation, the buyer's presentation, and calling people and previewing the properties, right? You have to know what you're selling, right? You have to see what's out there. You have to know the properties. That's just without a doubt. It was really difficult during COVID when we were not having caravans and we really couldn't see anything that was out there. But luckily that's back on again, and you can go see properties, and I recommend you do that. It's one of the only things you really have to do. So do it. And then running your business is the other side. There's growing your business or running your business. You're running your business. You're marketing your seller listings, showing buyers houses, negotiating the contracts, transaction management, which I recommend as soon as you can, to have a transaction coordinator help you so that your brain's not exploding and you can spend time doing what you need to be doing, which is your lead generation, talking to people. And then you can have somebody who's maybe more able to help you with the transaction so you don't get bogged down. Don't, always try to remember to leverage what you can't do well for yourself, right? Don't take the time and the energy away from what you need to be doing just because you want to get it right, do it correctly. It might take you an extra 3 or 4 hours. Just ask somebody for help. Get it done. Get it out of the way. Don't get bogged down by what you don't do well. You can find the help. Get it done. That's like a big piece for me because I like to do everything. I like to do it correctly, and I don't let go and give away what I can't do, unfortunately, sometimes, and I get in my own way. So I'm just take it from me. If you can't do it, ask for help. Somebody can do it. They can do it quickly and help you move on to the next piece. Setting goals is always great, especially with like the new year is going to be coming around the corner. Really great idea to take a 2022 business class to see like what your goals are, what were they last year, what are they this year, break it down monthly, what can you do each month, what can you do each week to get to that monthly goal, what can you do each month to look at the yearly goal, and all those little pieces come together and can really help. Attending training, getting coaching, I already spoke about that at the office. It's fantastic. And managing your money. I think that piece is about putting 25 to 30% of each paycheck away so that you don't get hurt when the tax man comes. Be aware of your money when you
I have a
start earning it.
question, Jasper.
I'm sorry,
I have a question.
please.
How much average real estate agent they spend for they invest every month, like to for advertising, for all that stuff?
Well, I think that's very subjective. And I think when you're starting out and you don't have that much business, I think it's important. It's important to look at your piece. That's not really what I'm teaching today, but I think with the social media that's out there, um, there's flyers you can send out, there are phone calls that you can make, there are things that you can do that cost very little money to initiate, right? What's free is your database, the people in your phone. Call them, email them, let them know you're doing business, write a letter, just an email blast. Hey guys, I got my real estate license. I know you care about me. You want me to do best. It's like a letter to your sphere of influence. These are the people that only want the best for you. They want you to do well. They might be 20 people. It might be 10 people. It might be 4 people. Write these people a letter. Let them know this is what you're doing. Can you help me? Can you help me? I'm counting on you. Don't be shy. Right now, I did it. I wrote my letter. I'm coming out. That was my subject, my coming out letter. That was my subject in my letter. And then I just shared with people, and people were so open, so helpful, wanting to help. So I think that's a very good piece as a new agent to ask for help from the people in your sphere right now, because those are the people that are going to give you your first listing and your first buyer opportunity. It's not most likely going to be somebody you've never met before. So put your energy into that basket. Reach out to them, wish them happy birthday, do little things to reach out, stay connected, and let them know what you're doing. And if there's anybody that they know that you can help, if they can refer you,
When you were working with buyers at the beginning of your career, when you were a new agent, how are you telling them that you were a new agent, or not really, like kind of not telling them that you're a new agent?
I was not telling them I was a new agent. And I was also telling them that I had the best team of
Hmm.
agents and colleagues that were so supportive and helpful, and that if there was anything that I didn't have an answer for, that they knew, because I would get tripped up, because in the beginning you do
Hmm.
get tripped up, and sometimes I think you need to just know that you can let people know that if I don't have the answer for you, I will get the answer for you.
I have a
And
great team. I get a lot of partners I work with. Like just always make it like a group team effort.
Mhm. I think that's great. I wouldn't lie, but I definitely would not necessarily share. It's very big investment
Yeah.
for somebody. It's most likely $1 million plus or $500,000 plus investment, and they want to feel secure. And if they do know that you're a newer agent, and you can just lean on us and let them know that you have,
Hmm.
a team of colleagues at your office. You work together as a team, and
Hmm.
and if you're feeling anxious or insecure about what you're doing, I know that Rob has a coaching program, and I think he mentors. Some people can help you, full on just help you. And if you feel like you need that, you reach out and you ask for it. Otherwise, fake it till you make it, right?
Yep.
Got a
Okay.
question. Star, you got a question. As I say, my name is Damasio Chavez. Uh, Joy Sakovic was bringing a point yesterday about the sphere of influence.
Yes.
Okay, I speak Spanish and obviously English, and half of my sphere of influence is going to be Spanish, and the other half probably split it between uh, Asian people, American people. Now,
Amazing.
my question to you would be this: some people are a little bit shy to approach people who speak English because obviously they don't have the ability to communicate properly in English.
Mhm.
Well, I do, but how would be the office approach to people that don't speak Spanish
Did you say the
or the language? Say, because I can see that maybe half of the team members of this office might speak another language different than Spanish.
Mhm.
How would be the approach?
I mean, what's better? I mean, you are so lucky to be able to be bilingual and be able to have like two groups of people you have more people to reach, right? And I think you can definitely do lead generation in Spanish for your Spanish speakers. And I think in the database, you should probably separate your English speakers and your Spanish speakers so that when you need to send something out, you can translate it and then you can send it to your English speakers and your Spanish speakers at the same time, but separate emails in different languages. And you can
would be appropriate to place Spanish and English in my business card, or just leave it as they come?
absolutely, absolutely. Uh,
Okay.
or have two separate. Have
Uh-huh.
a batch of a few hundred made in English and a batch for Spanish, and carry them both around with you because I mean that's brilliant. I think, and also you should speak with Carlos Alvarado. Have you ever spoken to Carlos?
I think I kind of saw him from far, but I haven't had a chance to introduce myself to
He's
any of
bilingual. I mean, there are many agents that are bilingual in our office, and I think that Carlos would probably be a good person to connect with. Carly, can you put Carlos's info into the chat for us? Or you can find his name on the roster too.
Sure. Yeah. I'll grab it from the roster and plug it in. Mhm.
Thank you so much. That's great.
Thank you.
Sure. That's very important. Very good stuff, especially if you want to get in touch with like bankers and talk about like foreclosures or all sorts of things. You can just mark it to like whatever you're looking to do. Yeah, in both languages. It's great.
I have another doubt about buying properties in the United States. As you notice, California has a lot of immigrant people,
Mhm.
and among them, some of them, then they don't have a legal status. Some others are, you know, moving from other countries to the United States. They're wealthy people and stuff like that. Some can afford buy, some others don't. But I was approached the other day by a guy that he said, well, I want to buy a house. Well, at least I'm interested in buying a house. He has a great job, but I don't have documents. A lot of people are kind of like a little bit shy to approach this very sensitive subject.
Mhm.
What would be the best approach?
Mhm. Let's talk about that after class for sure. I would love to dial down with you. I just have so much material
Mhm.
that I have to
Yeah,
touch, but I think that's it's very good questions and very, very lengthy answers about what we could do to help you specifically with that. And I think you're very lucky to have that. Okay, so the sales funnel, the big picture, does everybody see that that lead gen model? Does everybody have that?
No, we're just seeing you.
Why?
Are you posting it right now on the video?
I am not.
Oh, okay.
Is Carly, do you have
Did-
the
If you want to share your screen, it's at the bottom. There's a little green share screen. Or I also posted a link to the file where the course materials are. If everyone wants to click on that and go through.
Yeah, I think can you share like a PowerPoint? I
Do
thought
you want
that
me to do it? I can do it. Sure. Give me just a moment.
just a moment. Uh, so basically, it talks about the big picture, like it's a funnel, like you meet people, you talk to them, you get their information, you put it in the database, so you have contacts, right? Then you cultivate those contacts and you reach out to people, you talk to people, you find out about their life and their kids and different ways to stay connected with them. And then ultimately, they turn into clients. They're buying and they're selling from you. So if you're not putting anything into the funnel, nothing's coming out. And even when you are putting in like hundreds and hundreds of leads that are contacts that you cultivate, very few come out the bottom as sales. So if you can picture that, to constantly be feeding this machine, and you'll always have something coming out the bottom, which is your closed sales. It really does make perfect sense. So you have to remember when you speak with somebody, it's very important to get their information if you can, right? You get their information, they're in your database. They can't get away from you unless they unsubscribe. But there are so many different ways that you can just touch people. It can be a birthday card, it could be a phone call, it could be a coffee, it can be a bazillion things. So if they don't want to be in touch with you through email, you can still reach out with a care call or with a mailer or a door knock, or there are just so many ways. And it's like after a while, they're probably like, so and so needs to sell their house. We should call that person because they're busy. They're always working hard. They're diligent. And so it comes if you just follow the models. It's not rocket science, obviously. If you're constantly prospecting, you're constantly putting people into the database and constantly cultivating the relationships. And that doesn't mean like brain damage. There are automatic ways to stay in touch with people. There are smart plans through command where you can automatically touch people without even doing anything but set up. And then that's automatically connecting with them, right? Their touches. And I really like this piece of material. Maury, do you like that too? Does that connect with everybody that it's super easy.
Yep.
You're doing it, you're putting them in. And if you could take an hour or two in the morning to say, oh, I spoke with these people. These are the cards I got. I'm going to put them in command. It's easy stuff. It's not complicated, but you have to remember to do it. Sometimes I have these
Do you
cards, they're just sitting for weeks and weeks and I'm not inputting them. And it's just bothering me. It's like, get to those cards, put those people in, get them in your database and get them cultivated. Keep doing that.
do you put all your contacts in command, and then do you follow up like mass emails with Mailchimp, or are there any other programs or systems that you guys use?
Well,
I use Mailchimp for newsletters. And if you want, I know Scott Leroy Marketing, they helped me. They just put all my contacts that I had into Command. So it's all there. And then you can tag people for newsletters or for Twilio to send text to.
mhm.
Right, Twilio is the text integration, right?
Yes.
All right, I want to get into some of my own meat and potatoes. That's not on here. You know, you have to feed your database, and you know you have to make your calls or contact or whatever it is you do. But I want to talk about stuff that I do. I think it's important to look at your lead generation as like a table with four legs. And in order for everything to be stable on the table, all four legs have to be secured. And I think looking at how to reach out to people in four different ways is how you can constantly keep busy by saying, "Oh God, I don't want to have to keep calling people." It's like there's different ways to reach out to people. So I think I'm just going to throw this out there. You can write down. I'm just going to read what I have for my legs. Like my first leg is my past clients and my sphere of influence. So that's direct communication with my top 20 people, my best friends, my best clients, just like people who you meet, even your neighbors. You can even like, they could be part of your sphere. They don't have to be your best friends. They're people who talk loud, talk a lot, talk you up, talk about the new cleaners on the corner or the restaurant. They're just like gabby people. Those people you want to connect with, they're going to connect you, believe it or not. Those people can be part of your sphere. And those are the people you want to have a coffee with. You might not want to hang out with them and spend much time with them, but you know, the people that really care about you and those neighbors that are nosy neighbors and talk a lot, you want them to help you. So you want to help them, right? You can bring them a little something over the holidays, or just drop off some cookies, or drop a dog bone off if you know they walk a dog, and just say, "I was just thinking about you. I saw this store." Nothing big, just a way to connect with people. So past clients' sphere of influence is super important for one leg. Leg two, I think it's very important to have a farm, a geographical farm. Maybe if you call title, if you call Ven. Do you guys know who Ven Van is? He's a title rep that we work with at our office.
Yeah, I called him yesterday, and then he
You
gave me,
did get a farm.
yeah, he gave me like a list of expired listings.
Okay,
Like,
well, you have to work that farm. The farm, right? They say like you can't, if you're not going to water it, don't grow it. Don't, if you think that you can have like a geographic farm, door knock, send flyers, bring things to your neighbors, just be your neighborhood person to like let them know information if there's like a meeting, any sort of thing that's going on in the area. Just try to stay connected in that way, and that could be a leg. A geographic farm is a very, very good piece. My third leg is digital, social media, right? LinkedIn, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, all those things. That's another way to reach out. It's a little more passive way, but it's another lead gen way. And then the fourth leg, what do you think that could be? Does anybody have any ideas what you might want to choose for your fourth leg? What about open houses, trying to find leads through working somebody else's open house if they're busy? Reach out to agents Let them know you're available. You're you're diligent. You do whatever they need. Make those relationships with agents in your office, not in your office, anywhere. You can work somebody's open house and find you can help find leads for yourself that way. Expired, absentee owners, duplexes, fourplexes. There's just all kinds of ways that you can uh, try to find buyers and sellers, right? So I like that. That's one thing I like to do. Just a little bit from each, right? You can really make things happen. You can really pull things together. I have also, what I like to do is come up with marketing lead generation activities, like monthly, like come up with a theme each month of something that maybe you'll do, like whether, let's see, let's do, I'll give you like a January through June just to give you some examples. Send out in January, right? Maybe you can send out an MLS last year's sales recap for your farm or your area. New year, new you, right? For January, resolution, health, fitness tips. Then February, what about earthquake, fire preparedness tips? These are things you can drop off at people's houses, flyers. These are social media posts that you can make. These are events. Maybe you can do an earthquake fire preparedness tip with the fire department. Go to your local fire department. Say, you guys, I was thinking about marketing for earthquake. Can I have people come to the firehouse? Will you be able to let the kids on the fire truck while I maybe talk for 10 or 15 minutes? And maybe you at the fire department can also do that. Like you can make your brand bigger than just you. You have team, you have an escrow company, you have a lender, you have title, you have vendors that want to help. I mean, it can be as big as small, big or as small as you would like it to be, your business and your team. March, maybe do a food bank drive, right? Maybe drop off paper bags to the neighbors with stapled the information, the food drive, who's it for? What food bank are you going to donate to? And what date do you want to come back around and pick up the bags of cans or whatever it is you'll be picking up? These are just examples of marketing, how to market yourself to let people know that you are, the big macha in the neighborhood, that you're able to bring people together. You can help people, and you can help them with any real estate needs that they might have. April, what about a shred event? You can have a shredder truck parked somewhere, and you can market yourself for having a shredding event. People can come and bring their shredding stuff, and they'll be so grateful to get all that extra paper out of their house. And you will pay for that, right? That's part of your marketing, right? You hire the truck, they come, they sit, they shred, you pay, and people like that, and they'll be like, "Ah, that was so nice of you to do that," and you're like, that's what I do. In May, you could do the Memorial Day flags if you're interested in that. You can maybe send something out about planting native drought-resistant plants. These are just things that I've put out. And then June, maybe spring cleaning tips, and maybe companies to donate items too. So I hope that stuff is helpful to you guys. Just some examples. You can come up with any kind of thing that you like, but these are just like simple things that you can do that really can just like spark some creativity in you, get you out there talking to people, to help create connections. Let's see. Yeah, that's good. Anybody have any questions?
I had a question about lead generation. I know you talked about like the 4 different things, getting out there, sphere of influence. I wanted to ask if you guys have used the Facebook campaigns within Command.
I think I did that once or twice, and I did like it. I did actually get some leads from it. Nothing sorted out, but I like it, and I also like to show my clients, my sellers, that I've done that, because then they send you metrics about how many people you've reached through it,
Right.
and it's just like a nice little piece to add to your weekly update for your sellers of things that you're doing. So I've put in like a few $100s a couple of times, and I, I think it's worth it.
I wanted to try to do it for getting buyers.
Mhm.
So were you putting it up for like your listings that you already had, or did you ever
Yes,
do it to
I
try
was
to?
looking for buyers, putting it
Mhm.
in my sellers so they know that I'm trying to reach a greater sphere, and also to try to find some buyer leads. You feel like, oh, you put a little bit of money here, you can do $5, $10, you can do very small amounts. And I did hear that through Command, it can be better than just doing it through Facebook alone.
Yeah,
You-
someone was telling me that too, because it's
Yeah,
like linked up through there.
yeah. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think when you're starting out, you don't really need to be spending the money. I think there's an awful lot that you can do for free. You don't have to put money into it. You have a lot of fees when you get your license. The MLS and
Yeah.
and all that. It's like, make some calls, get out there, talk to people, give them your cards. Do your social media, get your business cards, get your listing presentation done. You have so much to do. I don't think you really need to be spending. Certainly spending excessively on anything initially. I'm so sorry. I mean, you need to spend on your business cards. I'm going to put you on mute if I can find everybody. I can't find anyone. Sorry. Oh, there we are. I know I went totally off the grid with this class. I'm not really teaching to the material, but sometimes I just can't. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. But I think the information that I'm giving is very valuable. So that's my story. So I think it's important that you know the 4 principles, which are collecting and organizing your people. It's really important once you get everybody in that Command database is so helpful when you tag people, because it's important to tag as much as you can. You can get open house people or sphere of influence, and then you could just pop all those people into sending them whatever it is that you want. So I really, really like to tag all sorts of things. So collect and organize your people is very important. Determine how you will communicate with them. You can make a list of I know there's a 33 touch, which might seem overwhelming, but if you think about sending somebody a monthly newsletter like Maury does. Maury's yours monthly?
I actually do it twice a month. And then to my farms, in addition, once a month, I do a market analysis
Killer.
of that area. So that's already, 12, 24, another, there's 36 right there.
Exactly.
So it's not as much as you think. It's not as much effort as you would
It
think.
sounds like, oh my God, 33 times
Yeah.
a year. Oh my God, I'm going to bombard people. It's going to seem so much. But I send out monthly neighborhood nurture. It's on command, right? If you know somebody's either the area where they came to see an open house, or the area where they live, or the area where you met them and got their email. Like, even if you don't know for sure, if somebody's getting an email from you once or twice a month, um, that's about real estate, that's great. Then if you're sending out a monthly newsletter, you're sending them a birthday card, you're asking them to go out for a coffee once, it all just adds up, and there's your 33 touches, right? Um, all these little touch campaigns are great on command. And what's up here now is the touch campaign 19 to connect. Captured prospects are people who you have the right to at least have one-way conversation with. Quarterly phone call, great. 12 monthly emails, 2 promotional direct emails, such as a magnet calendar or a market report, and 1 touch annual event, party, movie screening, get together. You can do it. You guys can do it. We can all do it. You just have to follow the, you know, the books like Gary Keller writes. It's like, it's not rocket science. He's done all this statistical work that's needed to be done. Everything is numbers. You just have to do what is taught, and it will happen. It's a numbers game. It's not a miracle if you get a listing. I think they say, like, a new agent, it might take you like 700 or more contacts before you get one closed sale. But do it. Just make your calls, get out there, reach people, and you'll see, you'll get one. You'll be like, oh, that's true. And then after like your 2nd year through your 9th year, it's like, it becomes half that. You try to talk to 400 people to get to one closed sale. And it just, the more you do it, the less people it will take to convert. So you just have to try to remember to just be in touch with people. And you don't have to talk to them all the time to be in touch. There are nice, easy ways to do it. Even your vendors, the people that you go see when you get your clothes cleaned, or you get your car washed, or at the supermarket, everybody you can talk to is a potential lead. And I don't know if everybody was on the call a few days ago, or I was listening to Joey, because I love when Joey teaches. He just resonates with me, and I always have so many ahas when he's speaking. I get somebody's mail. I've been getting it for several years now, like twice a year. And I'm always trying to find the person to let them know, like, I don't want to send back your mail to the post office. I want to just drop it off to you, because it was from a union. And I wasn't sure if he was getting checks sent to me, or if it was statements, or what it was. So I finally this year found his phone number on the white pages. He was finally like listed, and I called him and I spoke to him and I said, dude, I have your mail. And I get it all the time, and I send it back to the post office. But I want you to know that you should call the union, change your address, because they have something incorrect. But I also want to drop this off for you. And he was like, that's so sweet. Yeah, I'll be home at like 5 o'clock. I was like, okay, good, because I want to meet you, because I feel like I know you. I dropped off his mail to him, had a nice exchange, gave him my business card, and just let him know. I took his number. I let him know, like, reach me if you have any questions, and I'm going to call you if anything else comes, but definitely try to change your address. And then a week or 2 later, he called me. He said, Star, my friend is going through a divorce. I want you to call him so that you can help him sell his house. It's just like, you never know where it's coming from. Like, sometimes just making a connection with somebody, and then you're like, God, that's so great. I'm so happy to help your friend who has no idea what to do and is going through a divorce, and I can help him. Like, duh, that's so good. So, just things seem so easy when you're really just coming at it from like a place of like, if I could help you, I'd like to, which is really the truth. So it's nice when it comes. So determine how you can communicate with them by whether it's a 12 times a year, 33 times a year, however you're going to break it down, make a list, try to figure out for yourself how you're going to connect with your people, and then stay with it. Just check out those goals, figure out what you've decided to do and how you're going to do it and break it down. Are you going to have somebody come to you for a shred event and blast that? Are you going to go and pick up canned goods from people's porches and then let them know how much you got and what you delivered and take a picture and show that? Sending flyers, sending updates, birthday messages, and home anniversary messages. It's tax time. Don't forget your real estate property taxes. They're due on such and such a date, right? Don't be late. Those are always good flyers to email out to any homeowner. So remember to establish your actions and your time frames for those things. And then you just have to track your progress weekly. You can figure out what you want to do, like we spoke earlier, your monthly goals. What are you trying to do this month? And then break it down into a weekly and then a daily, and then so much as hourly. Like, oh, okay, I'm going to create that flyer for that thing that I said I was going to do this month, right? I'm going to do that for an hour. Then I'm going to call my sphere. I'm going to make an appointment to have a coffee with somebody. You just break it down to like, this molecular thing of like, I'm having a coffee for 30 minutes with so-and-so. Get it on the calendar, move on, just do that twice a week. If you could have a coffee with somebody twice a week, it's all little baby steps, gets you to where you want to be. And when you look at the big picture, oh my God, how am I going to get a sale? You just break it down to this little minutia, these little things that you do each day. And then just remember to keep doing them. Constantly feed that funnel. And it happens. And you have to remember to connect with your database in its entirety each quarter. Done. You're going to do it. And you're going to get sales. And it's going to be very helpful. Community service is great, right? Like I said, connecting with colleagues and other agents. Promotional items, branded pens, shopping bags, notepads, thumb drives, water bottles with labels, just whatever you can do that is branded that you can maybe hand out so people have. I like a refrigerator magnet. People just for some reason don't seem to want to throw those out, and they don't really want to seem to throw out pens either. So just like if you do have an event and you do want to hand something out, those are things. I think those reusable bags, I don't know if I've ever thrown out like a reusable bag until it like disintegrates. So, just things that have your brand on it that people will constantly be remembering you by is a good thing to possibly order when, but I would wait till you have a sale, and maybe then you could put that as part of your marketing, goals, money that you'll put towards your business. Website, you get a free website, use it. Blog, creative posts. Of course, videos are very, very big right now. If you're feeling that you could do that, it's always nice to post. I know what Tiffany Chin did this wonderful thing during COVID, where she was interviewing restaurant owners or business owners, small business owners during COVID through Zoom, and she was recording the interviews and then posting them on her social media and on her website. And I just thought that was such a beautiful touch, right? Just ask a business owner, can I interview you? I mean, like people were not getting together and they weren't going anywhere. And so then to find out about a business and the business owner and how they got started and what they did to or what they're doing during COVID to try to stay afloat. It was just a really, really such a nice piece that she did. So you can just be creative, and there are just different ways that you can do that to to stay connected with people and be present in your community. Okay. Somebody else talk. Anybody have?
There's a video, Joey had asked me to do a class. I not to sound boastful, 'cause I stopped talking because it's hard to talk about myself. But I was named Rookie of the Year last year for the entire Southern California region of Keller Williams. So Joey had asked me to do a class, and when I thought about what I wanted to do, everyone had asked me, well, how did you do it? What did you do? So that was my class. I did the class on how I became Rookie of the Year, and it's recorded and it's on the Keller Williams YouTube site. And if you just go to that, you'll hear, all the tactics. And I come from a marketing background. I spent my career in marketing. So it's all the things that I did, which paid off. I did a lot of business last year. So if you like, just check out that video.
That's great, Maury. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, well deserved, I must say.
Thank you.
But so nice to see that.
And you're right, Star. Go back to something you said earlier, and that Gary Keller does. I think it's not magic. It's not for the faint of heart. This is not an easy career, but once you get going, it just sort of snowballs. You start to get referrals. You have testimonials from clients, and it's just, you have to do it. You just have to do all the things that Star is talking about. There's no magic. You got to get up every morning and do all of those things. And in the 9 o'clock class that I mentioned earlier, I think it was Tracy Bates who came up with it. Nobody wants to lead generate. Nobody wants to pick up that phone and make cold calls. It's so tough to do. But we started calling it relationship building rather than cold calling or lead generating. And I'll just give you a little hint what I did, because COVID had hit last year. I always tell everyone I got my license just in time for COVID. I used COVID. I looked at my database, and people that I hadn't spoken to in years, I'd call up and say, hey, Brandon, it's Maury Leitner, a blast from your past. I started reaching out to people, see if they're okay, because COVID hit. And some people haven't spoken to in years. And the response was so overwhelmingly positive. I just decided to go through every single person in my contact list. And, I'm on the bees. And now, how are you doing? How's the family? Did anybody get hit with COVID? And something that Ed Merrill, who used to be our productivity coach, though he's moved to another office, we now have Sonia, but they always teach the FORD acronym. It stands for family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. So I would start with family. How's the family? Everybody okay? Then you want to find out if they're working. So I would say, and I still do it, I say, are you working from home? And you find out if they're working. And then the conversation, of course, turns to, well, hey, Maury, what are you doing now? We haven't seen each other since you worked at Warner Brothers 20 years ago. And I'm like, well, I'm a realtor now. And at the beginning, what I sold was I sold Keller Williams because I had nothing to sell. So I said, I interviewed around a lot, but I joined Keller Williams. I don't know if you know, they're number one in market share in LA. They're number one in luxury sales. They're number one in agent count. They're number one in the United States. I didn't know that they were number one. They're so good to their agents, and there's so much training. And then I'd say, what's the best email for you? Because let me at least put you on my newsletter list. You could always unsubscribe if you want, but I get their information, and everybody would say, oh, sure. Oh, that's great. There was what's that?
I wanted to add to something you were saying. I wanted to say two more things.
Go ahead.
Did you want to finish up?
I was just going to say, there was not one person that said, get out of here, or, go away. What are you bothering me? It was, people would say, oh my God, you should write a book. Oh my God, you should do a podcast. Oh my God, I'm going to start calling people because I'm a freelancer now. people just want to connect, and especially during COVID, people were home. They wanted to talk to someone, and I look at my phone and say, oh my God, I haven't spoken to this guy in probably 25 years. I don't even remember how. And you know what? The most fun calls were the ones I made I said, you know what? You're in my phone contact list. I don't know who you are. I don't even remember you. Let's try to figure out how we know each other. And those were the most fun. People didn't hang up. They were like, oh my God, this is great. Wait, you worked at Warner Brothers. I used to be a vendor. Did you work with so-and-so? So
I want to dot your I. I just want to dot
Okay.
your I on this point right here. What Maury is talking about with that Ford, it's brilliant, because if you don't know what you want to talk to somebody about, write it out in front of you. So when you're talking to them, you will remember, okay, occupation is next. Let me, so if you're nervous and you get tripped up, you can. But I think what's the most imperative thing to do is to listen. Get those questions out and then shut your mouth, okay? Listen to what people are saying to you and be thoughtful about your questions and be thoughtful about listening to those answers. And not only that, the most important piece is to take those notes. Write down what the people are saying, put it in your database, write the date down that you spoke to these people. So the next time you call them, hey, how's Joey doing with Little League? Did he get on the team? How's your wife's new job going? Right? If you're remembering what people are talking about and you can bring it back around the next time you talk to them, maybe a month or 2 or 3 later, what do you think those people are going to think about you? You're going to really think that you have it together and you're thoughtful and you care. If you're bulleting questions and not remembering the next time you speak to them, they're going to be like, little salesy. I don't know if he really knows who I am or remembers anything. But if you're writing stuff down and you're putting it in your notes, that is going to take it home. Okay. And the one thing I want to leave you with is all this lead generation stuff. You don't have to do all of it, but you really have to do what you like. You have to enjoy what you're doing. It's like, oh God damn it, I have to cold call. I'm not a cold caller. I'm a person to person emotional package. I want to meet you. I want to talk to you. I want to get to know you. I am not going to pick up the phone and say, hey, have you ever thought about selling your house? I heard that the sales in your area. It's just not who I am. Millions of people do it. They do well. It's not my bag. It's never going to be in one of my table legs. I'm not going to cold call. I'm not going to do it. It's not who I am. I wish my dog wasn't dog aggressive and I could be at the dog park every day talking to people? Yes. I used to have a dog that was friendlier and it was my dream and I loved it. It depends on who you are. You could be like a suit person and like be like all like, serious business and find people in certain ways. And you can be rolling around in the mud at the dog park. It's who you are is how you should try to find your business. That will give you like a lengthy career, right? It's just like anything in life. You want to enjoy what you do. So find your business in the ways you like to. Maybe there's a leg or two you don't love, but the majority should be what interests you, what you like to do. Go and find your work within that. You like to play golf? Go join the country club, play golf, meet people that way. If you like to play tennis, if you like cars, like whatever it is you like to do and be around, go and do it. And that's where you're going to find your work, because that's where your passion is. And people will feel that you have commonality with others and it'll just come naturally. So that's my big pearl. Do what you like and it will come. Okay. All right, people. I didn't put my name and number in the chat, but I'm going to do that right now.
Thank you so much, Star.
Absolutely. I hope so much you guys got 1 or 2 pearls to take away.
That was really helpful.
Yeah. Thank you, Maury, too. That was really good.
Sorry, thank you very much. That was
Great.
great.
I see that it looks like Carly put the YouTube URL
Yay.
in the chat, so you might want to copy it if you want to take a look at it. Yep. And thanks, Star. It was great.
Good. I'm so glad. And Maury,
Thanks, everybody.
thank you so much for joining. April left, but Maury, thank you so much for the support. I'm so glad you came.
Good.
All right.
Good.
Take care. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Goodbye.
And don't be a stranger. Call each other. Call me. come to the meetings and introduce yourself and all that good stuff. I know the meetings are not that really completely happening, but a little bit they are. But I'm here if you need me. Happy to help.
Thank you, Star. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye now.